Da stinkt doch was. Okay, also, wow. Meinst jetzt aber nicht mich, oder? Hi. Hi.
Nice and easy.
Ne? Ist das Wasser? Das wäre cool. Mmh. Hier ist keiner, der nicht meckert. Was passiert dann? Ich komme nicht drüber, was soll denn das? Ja gut. Guten Tag,
Hey,
warte.
hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Applaus, 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 Applaus.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly. Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though. Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor? I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in? couldn't really say. I'm just a fan of the game. But the fancy collector types say the more people see these things, the less valuable they are. And I figure my poster's been passed around by more than a few people by now. That's Bertie Holcomb, only one of the greatest tossball hackers ever.
I wonder if he's kin. Dad had family that worked for Rizzo's. I never got to meet them.
Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of the games. You been living in a sulfur pit or something? Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of Stellar Bay. Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't
Der
miss her.
Bruder Grimm? Wo ist dein anderer Part? Hab ich doch richtig gesehen. Gestern. Ja, alle noch beim Alten, ne? Ja.
Look, I don't... Sorry, for a second I thought you were Grim. Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Fresh blood at last. Stellar Bay could use some.
Laws. Can a man enjoy the smooth menthol flavor of a Stogie Slim in peace? What I am doing, sir, is enjoying the moment. It's so rare that I can seize one apart from the jabbering masses of this wretched place. This law's forgotten town. Cut off from the rest of the colony. Removed from any culture. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular shipments of Auntie Cleo's best and all the cereals. Before Sanjar took over MSI and got us all booted. Days of consumption and culture. When we weren't squabbling with the iconoclasts for lack of better things to do. Look, you're making me melancholy. Is there something you wanted?
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. Don't
Ja,
interrupt.
weiter zuhören.
But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that
Ich will hören, was sie
medallion,
erzählt. Kelly Bundy. Dampfbacker. Jetzt müssen wir das ganze Nein, oder? Ich beeil mich. Blub, blub. Hey. Blub.
Fresh blood at last.
Weg mit dem
Stellar Bay
Ding.
could use some.
Blub.
Laws.
Blub. Blub. Blub.
I re-
Blub. Blub.
Look.
Blub. Und da wären wir wieder.
And
Das können wir
so I
schon.
can't tell the blood from the mud.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Ein Satz mehr oder was?
But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
Das war's?
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you? Another in a long line of damn fools trying to cut me off. I'll buy my own poison then. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger? Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head. More than you have, I suspect. I plan to sit here and drink until I find myself awoken sober. Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set. Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Immer diese. Aber wie sie mich alle angucken, ey. Hm. Hab sie doch nicht gemacht, ne? Ah, hat die ihren Scheiß an? Und auf dem Klo nix.
I'll keep it down.
Okay. Was?
Hey, I saw that! What do you think you're doing?
Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, ob es hier auch geht.
Just don't make any trouble, okay?
Uah.
You don't look like Sublight. Must be freelance.
Talk to Caleb. He speaks for all.
Caleb's doing the talking.
New face, huh? You from off-world? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking. I don't see how. When Sanjar took over MSI, he tossed all the old corporate rules. We ain't required no more to work whatever job the company demands. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch. We're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands. You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view. Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least. If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true. I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Mhm. Okay. Kommt rein. Na toll. Nichts passiert, alles okay. Weg.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals. Hey, I saw that.
Wer hat das
What do you
gesehen?
think you're doing? Do what you want, I guess.
Okay. Oh.
We're not the best equipped, but scouting for rats keeps us on our toes.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna. Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Exactly what I would have said, if I'd been paying attention.
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather pretty slogan. But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcomplicate a sisty sandwich.
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your competence and assure you that my plan is indeed sufficiently complicated.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush. In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in, these days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Saying what? Which way? That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community. And being cut off means slow strangulation. Indeed, we've got to consider realities, not ideals. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
But wait, what happens to the folks stuck on the wrong side of dangerous?
Well, I'm afraid the welfare of a few hundred people is too minor a figure into the board's risk assessments. Monarch may be dangerous, but it's hardly the wasteland the board describes it to be. Whatever the board's goals, the greater good has little part in them. He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them. I'm trying to build something here. They only want to destroy things, and they risk ruining Monarch for all of us. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels, and pushes us further from the rest of the colony. He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
What can I do for you?
Na, kommt rein. Oh, da sitzen ja welche. Darf ich das einfach so nehmen? Oh Gott. Da geht's auch raus, oder?
You're probably looking for Velma. Look, I don't... Oh, sorry. For a second, I thought you were Grim.
Oh, Alter. Wo geht's denn hier überall hin? Ah, hier wäre Schock gewesen. Na gut. Hier wäre Plasma gewesen. Ah. Egal. Naja, wartet. Ich gehe schon wieder runter. Ihr lieben Kinder. Ich weiß nicht.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No.
What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this.
Jetzt sind sie hier alle weg. Ich musste warten, bis sie Pause haben, ey. Das war's wohl. Hast du auch Pause? Ne, das ist so. So.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon? Ha! Na komm.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths. Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball. So, what can I do for you? Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Wenn ich ihr helfen will? Arbeitet hier jemand? Na komm, mach die Tür zu, Mädels. Hier ist wirklich keiner. Auch Pause? Ah. Die springen eiskalt mit runter, wenn sie gesprungen sind. Ich hab's nicht gesehen.
Velma's capable of running the warehouse. She can certainly pick up her annoyed.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles at Egypt.
Wir müssen den reparieren. Aber sind jetzt nicht alle rückgängig? Nee. Fehlt da nicht ein A? Markierungsreichweite für interaktive. Ohne Begleiter steht da. Na toll. Keine Ahnung. Nichts Tolles dabei. sause ich hier durch die Bude. Pass auf. Jum. Achso, wir müssen erst das Ding lösen. Oder? Ja. Achso. Okay. Ich hab's geklaut. Okay. Okay. Ja, bitte.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I
Geile Oma.
remember.
Quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail do for you? She works over at the fishery next door. Quite the hard worker, but she's got a bit of a temper. Why, just the other day, I heard her shouting from here. I can't imagine what set her off. Oh, but here I go again, running my mouth when it's none of my business. Was there something else you needed? Yes, indeed. Someone's got to keep Stellar Bay's people healthy and energized. Oh, but I am. I get to see plenty of my neighbors here, and I do dearly love a little gossip.
Entweder gucke ich verkehrt oder ich werde immer an dem gleichen Teil markiert, ey. Warte hier. Blick ich jetzt echt nicht? Waren wir hier schon? Nee, gell?
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick. No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is.
Okay.
Now, if you'll excuse
Danke.
me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Na dann. Links unten. Da ist jemand. Wie er aufs Klo hast, weil er denkt. Ja. Wow!
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
Not much I can do for this guy.
Oh, ich bin über die Leiche gestiegen. Macht man doch nicht. Und jetzt? Da stand stehlen. Was soll denn das sein? Seht ihr noch irgendwas? Weil das Häkchen ist noch nicht dran. Aha! Wahnsinn. Aha! Jetzt ist das Häkchen dran. Und jetzt? Aber wir gehen zuerst mal zu der Uschi. Glaube ich. Uschi. Nur gut, dass ihr lichtdurchlässig seid. Ah, wenn mir jetzt jemand sieht, bin ich im Arsch. Arsch? Nein, keiner. So, erste Etage.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Ozzy. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you've gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists...
Und hier geht's wieder runter? Super. Laura, Piaggiotti. Hier ist aber sauber. Laura?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh? You again! You've really got to stop doing that.
Okay, mit ihr kann man nichts machen. Krass. Schau mal, austreten. Wo? Ah. Das ist doch bestimmt alles geklaut dann, gell? Ah, ich hab's gewusst, dass der kommt. Ich hab's gewusst. Naja, geh woanders hin, oder? Was haben wir geholt? Das nicht. Ist das gut? Was hatte ich vorher drin? Keine Ahnung. Was? Ach, hier können wir auch noch tüfteln. Oh Mann. Wieso bin ich jetzt wieder bei der Waffen? Jetzt haben wir aber zugelegt, hä? Oh, was haben wir hier Schönes? Nix. $300, Alter, guck's an. Die scheinen wir irgendwie nicht gemacht zu haben. Was haben wir entdeckt? Ich weiß es nicht.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here.
Naja. Junge, ja, von wegen mal kurz.
Ah, the charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business?
Business.
All of the above?
Says someone who's never had any fun.
Exactly. See? I'm glad someone on your crew's got some sensible. Got her head on straight. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
That was fast. I gotta see about stocking some on the ship.
Nein,
You be
Ellie.
careful. The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful employment. Great. Where to? Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.